Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Uh, I'm just waiting for a few people to get in. I see there's people here already, so good evening to you all. Good evening to you all. Jada H., thank you, dear, for subscribing. Thank you for being here with me this evening. Miguel Wallace, my moderator, thank you for coming up and welcoming people as they come in. First of all, I want to say God bless everybody on this Sunday night, Sunday evening. And to a person that before I came live tonight made me feel good about things, uh, I got to say hello to Mixology, my YouTube daughter, because she calls me Pops, and I love her. And you guys subscribe to her channel because she plays some beautiful music. And she also has a cooking channel. And Jada H, you can drop her cooking channel down in the chat, whatever you guys want to do tonight. But tonight, excuse me, I'm going to be myself and open up to a lot of things and about the way I've been feeling about YouTube these last few weeks, months, or even years since I've been on here. And I'm going to talk about some things that some other people have talked about this week and say that what I'm feeling right now is disgust. There's an incident that went on earlier today with K Fit. And before that popped off, there was another thing that went on with Brianna. Everybody has their feelings. I love you too, dear. Love you too. Um, First things first with me. I heard Brianna's live, and when she spoke the way she did, it made me really, really highly, highly upset. I wanted to unsubscribe to her, but I said, God, maybe you can reach them, or maybe somebody could reach her and let her know it wasn't right to do that. The things that I feel about children when I hear other people on YouTube talk about children, especially when they're disabled or they're even, as we want to say, they're slow at learning, it hurts because Jesus loves the little children. You know, to me, a child is special. Hello, Mary Carey. You guys are speaking to each other in the chat. I'll try to get you up there as I'm trying to get my thoughts together. But I am so fed up. I am so fed up with my, and I can call them children, my black children on these apparatuses acting a fool and doing things to each other with their talking about their kids. Kids are, to me, the most precious things a mother can have. And regardless if that child is born with everything or he's born with less of what you've got or God has given them, we should love them. Now, I don't care about you talking about me as an adult, as an old man, because listen, people, I have lived my life and I'm going to continue to live my life as long as God's got me here. But there are things right now that are touching me in a way that sometimes I feel, is it all worth it to listen to? And I'm going to be like everybody else. And I'm going to say the things that everybody else has said. People, when things get on your nerve on these YouTube streets, or people are talking so disgustingly about us, even as black people, leave it. I'm going to start leaving. I'm not going to say I'm going to unsubscribe to anybody because we're all nosy in this world. Let's face it, we're all nosy. But what I am going to do, I'm going to come up and call you out on your bull crap, especially you young ladies out there who should realize that it's a struggle, not only for you as a black woman, but for me as an old black man listening to you ladies out there degrading each other's children. Your children are innocent. I mean, yeah, you can put them up there on YouTube, but you also have to remember there are evil people in the world. There are the P's. There are the uh, guys that look at children as a object, as a S object. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so ashamed that we have to go to such a low rate here on these YouTube streets to get the clicks and views. And then now we got here's another thing. We've got the ads that come in on YouTube now. Everybody's pushing up for ads so they can get an ad. You think you're getting paid for those. Not really. And if you are, it's only a small pittance. But what is it worth your soul to sit up and cuss out children and talk about children when in the middle of it, they throw in a damn commercial? You know, even with me, I'm not trying to be monetized. I'm not trying to get out here and be a big YouTuber. But as an older adult male on here in this sector, which is the beefing, they call the beefing sector, a lot of beefs aren't beefs. There's jealousy, there's envy, there's things that people say and do to other people just because they can. And that brings me to the trolls. You trolls, I don't give a shit about you. I don't give a damn. You can come up here and say anything you want to say. But the fact of the matter is, you're hiding behind your hurt, your disabilities, and your actions that, like I heard a YouTuber say today, it stems back to your childhood. It stems back to the way that you were treated as a child, you know, or as an adult, even growing up. So you get on here and you say the most obnoxious, outrageous things. And let me tell you, I'm going to speak upon a few people. Hey, if you don't like it, it's just too bad. First of all, like I said, today, what really hurt me at the end was K-Fit having to come up and curse out Louisiana Red about disrespecting her child. And she was right for that. K-Fit, I support you 100%. I listen to you. I be in your chats at times. You are a wonderful mother. You're doing God's work. You're doing things that are blessed for other people to hear on YouTube, especially with a child that's autistic or any child that has a disability that people can come up and talk about and give other people advice that have the same problems. So that with that, I honor you for that. For Louisiana Red, I'm very disappointed in you. As a older woman, to sit up and talk about a child that has no inkling of your existence, of your being, not even mine. I'm disappointed in you too also, Dobie, for setting it up. Because yeah, I see it was a setup. Am I taking sides? No, I'm not taking sides with anybody. I'm just letting people know how disgusted I am the way people treat other people on here with the things that they say and do. Now, today, that really shook me to my core. And like I said, it all started earlier during the week with Brianna and her talking about Uppitty's child. Granted, I think of Uppity as a content creator who has a child that every once in a while gets off into the mix. But that doesn't make her a target. Uppity, I've had conflicts with you, but I still respect you as a woman and as a mother. And I know that some days are harder than others for you. But in the interim, I would wish, and I wish you would listen good. Nyla is a beautiful girl. She doesn't have to be up there with you every time. If you could just find some times or hours where you can be on there without Nyla being in the background, then maybe people won't have anything to say. But if you can't, I understand that too. But I also know that like I said, there are some evil people out here on YouTube. There are some people that can't live without trying to make somebody else's life miserable. And that goes for the trolling and all that bull crap and bullshit. Rodney, you and I, buddy, we got into it this week, and I was talking to you about protecting, always coming up for women. And at the interim, we did kind of mend fences on that. But I still see that you like drama. You like drama. But sometimes you like drama for the wrong reasons. It's like I said, it's not about the clicks and the views. It's just about being yourself on here and being able to say the things without trying to disgrace women and trying to dishonor them. I'm trying to do my best to keep from cursing on here tonight. It's not because I don't want it in the yellow or anything. It's just so that I want to try to show people we can get up here and converse without cursing each other out. Other things that I've seen today. Wiley. I followed you for a while. I don't really drop down in your section, but I want to say to people about Wiley, that is mental illness right now. I don't know what Wiley's going through, what he's been through, but he has a bad case of needing to be on a couch somewhere. And Wiley, if you're just doing it for the clicks and the views, I watched you walk around in Las Vegas on that strip, and you put me in the mind of a old, very, very old TV show that they took off, Amos and Andy, because the way black people were portrayed in this world. It doesn't matter if you're going to vote for Trump or whoever in the hell you vote for. You are representing black people out there in the world. You're a black man, a black gay man, because the lies that you told over on Brianna's chat is hard for me to believe, a lot of it. I just hope, Wiley, you get some help and quit trying to be a buffoon out there just to get clicks and views over to your platform. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Also, the spaceship pizza. Child, you know I'm your stowaway on your platform. I'm your stowaway. And I listen to everybody that comes up there and the things that they get out and do. But there's a need for a change sometimes. There's a need to be more compassionate. I understand that people have talked about your, as you call them, sound bites and everything else, which is totally wrong too. But evil only begets evil. And sometimes we have to be the better person. I just want to say to Pizarro, if she hears this or somebody lets her know, I will always continue to be a stowaway on your spaceship. And the only thing I ever had disagreement with you about is about having quote unquote straight men up on your platform. But that's your choice, dear. I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's your platform. To where should I go next? Where should I go next? The Duchess Kelly Love. I'm gonna go to you, Duchess, because you are a innovator on YouTube. I wish I could do half the things that you do, but I also wish that you would ease up on so much harsh criticism because I watched you last Sunday with your service, your church service, and that made me feel good. But I also watch you get up here and you talk about the women just like everybody else. And I'm not going to just stop listening. I'm just going to say that some things I like, some things I don't. To Lady Nika, this is Shaba doing my first, just my thoughts. Take care of your health, my dear. I lost a friend last week that had lupus, and she was only 37. God has blessed you, as you say, with them 2 quarters and a penny. Don't get too, what should I say to you, too upset to where you forget about your health. If you don't feel like woo banging, as you say, with people, you don't have to do it. God has kept you here this long, and I hope He keeps you here longer because you know how I feel about you. And the way the Shaba name started out with me and Lady Nika, y'all, I remember her telling a story about a Jamaican man. So those are the kind of stories I want to hear. And I heard you tell the story about that big gal. Yeah, there's a lot of big gals out in the world that look like us fellas. So that's a sweet one. J Truth, hello. I see you guys. I haven't been dropping things down in the link in the chat, but I've been trying to keep my thoughts together on how I feel about things right now today. Faith Yaya, my ex, my mother of my twins, those two little ugly rascals that you used to have up there that made us laugh before everything went astray, everything went awry. Uh, I want to say to you with your strawberry letters, beautiful. Thank you so very much for doing a platform to where, yeah, we can criticize and we can say things and talk about people's problems and everything. And you take me back to the years of when I was a young kid. Dear Abby was in the newspaper where people would write and tell their story, and she would give them her thoughts on the situation. A lot of times I agree with you on your thoughts, but a lot of times I don't. And maybe one day we can get together and discuss the ones that I don't get together on you with. But thank Yaya, you've been a beautiful person here on YouTube, and I want to thank you. Mary Carey, what can I say? What can I say? Just keep on doing good content, dear. I'll continue to listen. I'm going to tell everybody, even those that I forget to mention or don't mention, I'm going to listen to you guys. But as an older man, as an old man sitting here trying to make sense of the world, I'm going to let you know my thoughts and my things that, like I said, that hurt me sometimes to my core. And we as Black people are doing too much for ourselves, trying to entertain when entertainment becomes doxing, when entertainment becomes trying to shame one another to the point and the degree where our children are bought into it, or even people that have been laid to rest. Uh, I also want to say to James Caldwell, everybody knows him as Mother. I sit up and listen to you, Mother, and you are in a different world from I am because you are a gay man. I'm a heterosexual man, but a lot of things you say are truthful for you. They're not truthful for me, but I do understand where you're coming from and why you have to clean it up, as you say. I wish I could clean it up like that, but it's another thing. I'm not on the phone with everybody. Everybody doesn't have my IG. I don't have everybody's IG. I don't do that back and forth and sit up and talk to one person about another person's chat or their live that day. And then when we get mad with one another, we're on here telling everything. It's going to be a bigger blow up than what it is right now. And I'm just going to say right is right and wrong is wrong. Let's not do it for YouTube. Let's just do it because we love doing things. And that's another thing, like I said, with YouTube now, there's a lot of commercials in there, folks. You guys don't know. Your life sometimes getting interrupted by a commercial and the train of thought is either passed over or it's done. Sometimes I have to go back and look again to make sure of what you said or what you were saying out there. But I understand, you put the commercials in, it's supposed to be more revenue, more money, and then it gets around more. Let me tell you, it's one thing of being popular, it's one thing of getting used. And hey, they might shut me down for even saying this, but YouTube does use us as Black people. All our trials and tribulations they can put out there, all the things that we do to one another bad, they'll put out there more so than they'll put out the good. And as we say, yes, his life is still happy and crazy. Life is still happy and crazy. I see you guys in the chat. I'm just not touching and pulling up stuff. But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Am I selling my soul to the devil? I hope not. I hope that when I do come on here and say things, it won't be derogatory or trying to cuss anybody out. I just want to let you know that me as an older gentleman, as some of you guys, I could be your dad, I could be your uncle, I could be your grandpa even, great grandpa even. I get disappointed in the way that we as Black people act. I'm not going to even touch certain other situations that I think about or want to do with me personally on YouTube because we all know my story, and sometimes it's just best to keep it to yourself. And as they say, let the good Lord handle it. To Demetria lit all day, welcome back, honey. I'm going to enjoy waiting for your affirmations because that's what makes me as an old guy feel good. And you do start me out feeling great. YouTube Cameras, another lady who I listen to, and I share her out. I share a lot of people out on my Just My Thoughts platform. I want to say that just YouTube Cameras, Doesn't matter what sector you're from or what sector you're talking about. I listen to you. I weigh the facts. I weigh the points, and it's your opinion. And I love you for that. Another person a lot of people don't think I listen to is Truth Enterprise. Mm-mm-mm. What can I say about her? To be honest about her, you guys, Truth Enterprise, she makes me laugh a lot. And why? Because of the way that she speaks. But she speaks in a way that tickles my fancy because she also gives me history about the YouTube. And if I miss anything, I can always go to Truth Enterprise and try to catch up on it. And if I don't really believe her, I'll go back and look at the live itself and make sure she's telling the truth. Deanna Irving, what can I say? My Simone of YouTube. My Simone of YouTube. I'm so very, very proud of the way things have gone. I hated it when your channel got struck. And that's another thing. We're doing stuff to each other that it doesn't make any sense. Striking a channel or complaining about something when someone says something negative, I'll never do that. Never. I'll never go in there and hit that flag and try to flag you because I know as I have gotten, like I said, I've gotten older and I realize some people just not going to like us at all, period, no matter what we say or what we do, because their life is miserable. Their life might be different. They might not be proud of the fact that I, as myself, as an old man, can live in a garage and still have fun and still be carefree. I have a roof over my head. I thank the Lord for it. I have family. They do call and ask about me. I have people that come visit me. And as you guys also see, I do cook for myself. And I do get out at times. But it's very, very, very lonesome at times for me when I think about my parents. That's the time it gets really lonesome for me. And when I hear people talk about their parents and how they were raised, it makes me feel glad that my mom and dad really loved me. Because there are some stories on here that will touch your heart. But those parents that raised you guys right and tried to show you the right things, I applaud you when you speak upon that. I really do. I'm also got to give kudos out to Lemon and his platform, even though it's crazy as heck, Lemon. I gotta admit, young man, I understand where some of it's coming from, but I also know that the times are changing. People are they're so evil nowadays, and you're showing me that the evilness is out there. You're showing me that the meaner you are with people, the more people gravitate toward you, and I'm not trying to be that way. I listen to you and I say to you, and I'm not trying to give you any advice as a fatherly advice or anything. I'm just trying to give you advice as a human being. Everybody doesn't want us to curse or put curses on people or curse out people, especially women. I know you're popular, you're a young guy, and the women are gravitating towards you, but ladies, have some respect for yourselves also. Have some respect for yourself also. I'm trying my best to not to use the B word anymore, not to call you ladies the words that people are so adapt to opening up and coming out their mouths when they're speaking to one another. You are a beautiful God sent, how should I say it, flower that God has put on this earth. And that even goes for the lesbian women too. You are beautiful, you're different, and it's your life. I have no qualms with you except the only thing I can say is that we're both in the same boat. You love women, I love women. And that's the only confrontation we got to each other. Now, I got to mention Dee Dee Love. I heard her the other morning, and she texted me back. She texted me in my community post wall because, like I said, I don't do IGs. I don't. Nobody has my personal phone number at all. Well, they might have it, but I hope when I took it down quick enough when I found out how my number was gotten. So I want to say to Dee Dee Love, thank you for your inspiration as a Black woman out there. Also, the things you say and the things you do them with a sharp, motherly, wit tongue, a granny type tongue. And I wish you all the best out there. ODS, I miss your mudbangs. That's all I'm gonna say. Anything else, I'm there for you. Chat Rap, you're going to Vegas, honey. Be careful in Vegas. Be safe in Vegas, and continue being happy with life. This is an opportunity for you to show the world that, hey, a young woman can be a young woman without being obnoxious. And I'm not saying you're obnoxious, but a lot of people feel you are. But you formed your own platform. You did good. And the only thing that I had to say about when you were saying about going to Vegas, you're going to take the dog, honey, leave the dog home with mama or put him in a kennel somewhere. Enjoy yourself, okay? That's all I'm going to say to you. Yeah, I hope Sheffy takes Vegas by storm. I really do. Uh, that's another thing, that Vegas trip. We're all looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie. But I'm hoping that it's more happiness than drama. I'm hoping that they can show the world that Black people can get together, throw aside their differences, and enjoy a city that has so much to offer, far as shows, the casinos, the dinners, the restaurants, and show that, hey, we can go somewhere and be decent to one another. Even though, even after they get back home, they might say something crazy, but that Vegas trip, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping like hell that everybody comes home safe and everybody enjoys themselves. To one more person I had in my Philly T, I hope your illness will leave you soon. I hope you recover. My prayers go out to you. Uh, like I said, I look at a lot of content creators. I seen where somebody asked us to offer prayers up to Philly T, and my prayers go out to you. My prayers go out to everybody right now that within the sound of my voice or that will hear me later that are suffering with some kind of thing or illness, really illness. I'm not going to call it a thing, an illness, that God will touch you and heal you, and that you're able to come back and talk about his mercy that he allowed for us to have. I'm going to get off of here now. I'm going to go and try to have a good rest of my evening. I got to eat. I'm going to post up what I cooked tonight, folks, later on, what I cooked for dinner. And I'm also going to go back and listen to a few things people are saying. Maybe, maybe not. But one thing for certain and two things for sure. Mixology, darling, I thank you for that lovely music rendition that you gave us. Very Carey, thank you for being up here. Love you, dear. Good night to you. J Truth, thank you. Thank you so very much. To all of those that came up, dropped down in here and said hello to one another. Candy Cane, Vibrant Law with that smile turned upside down. Honey, you know, you've been my dare from one. JIH, thank you for subscribing. And get over there and listen to some good music once in a while. T. Daniel, I see you up here in the chat. Thank you, dear. Thank you so very much. And as I say to everybody out there, don't be afraid to call somebody and tell them you love them. We don't have to gossip all the time. Your pleasure, 721 also, baby. Thank you. Corrine Aqua Claire, thank you. Don't be afraid to tell somebody that you love them. You know, let's just try to be as one, because the world is not promised to anyone any day, any special day, or any one way. You know, on these YouTube streets, we argue, we fuss, we fight, but it's beefing when you have to talk about children. No. That's a disgrace to what I was raised and taught, to the Bible, and to God's teachings. And we all talk about God on here. So let's just be careful. Mixology, good night, sweetheart. Oh, and one more thing, Jay Wilson, I've been watching you too. You're trying to change in a way, but to me, you're still not a preacher. But I understand. I understand. That's all I'm going to say. So with that, good night to you all. If you go somewhere, I hope you listen to some good music or whatever. Mixology, baby. Good night. Love you. All you guys, I love you out there. Thank you for my first broadcast, and I'll be doing another one, but I'm going to get back to working on some music to try to make people smile and forget about their day and how hard it went. Love you all. Good night.